We're doing good.
I'll do this one too. Just talk about what you see in this team. What's the identity, and how good can this team be?
Potentially, this team could be very, very good. Athletically, we're a serious upgrade in size and athleticism. I take nothing away from the kids we had in the past, Lord Brewer and Jonah Bang at the All-Americans, but we're bigger and we're more physical, we're more athletic than we've been. Does that mean we're going to be a better volleyball team? Time will tell. But I like the potential of this group a lot. I think that we see some things in practice already that are happening that we weren't capable of doing last year. So we have really high expectations for this group.
Do you feel like in past years maybe the lack of that elite size and athleticism maybe hurt you guys in some of those tough matches towards the end?
Yeah, we did feel like at times we were small. It stood out. We competed well and beat a lot of teams that were a lot bigger than us. And it was kind of fun to have a little engine that could, that was like, hey, we're small, 5'10", 5'10". And at one point we were 5'10", 5'10", 5'11" across we won't have that this year, it'll be different. And we had to do things with our defense to make up for that size. We won't have that issue this year. We'll be pretty good size. The other issues we'll have, it'll be more, are we good enough on ball control? Are we good enough with is our setting at the level we needed? Our systems, we understand our systems more. With those guys that we lost, they understood those very well. And we're very good at those things.
How quickly do you see this freshman class making an impact? And will we see them this year, and how good are they?
I think the best thing I can say is that I think Jen Oldenburg said best. She just said, these guys can play. They step on the floor and they can play the game. And so they're athletic and they can play the game. How fast they get acclimated to our system and get used to college volleyball will determine whether they get on the floor. All four of them have the potential to be on the floor, though. There's no question about that. They all can play. They all can pass. They all can play all the way around. And so I don't know what the future's going to hold, but I know that they all have a chance to make it on the floor.
From a leadership perspective, do you feel like you're going to be able to maybe not replace, but sort of make up for those seniors that you lost that had played a lot here?
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge. I mean, there's a big hole left with that because they've been doing it. They didn't just do it when they were seniors. They did it when they were sophomores, and that's a challenge. But the kids, they saw the way that they did it, and they're not trying to. The people that are stepping up as leaders, Annie Larson, Michelle Barch, and Colleen Ward, those players, they're trying to do it their own way. They understand how, the Hillary Haynes and the Lord Brewers and all of them did it, but they're trying to do it. Hey, here's the way I need to lead, and there's going to take some time to sort that out. I think last year we knew what we had with all those kind of things, and there was good in that. It was comfortable. This year we don't know exactly what we have in leadership and in the team either. What's going to show up, but I sure like the potential of this group. I mean, and the leadership, not just from a size and athleticism standpoint, but just the people. I like the potential in what we see in this group, and they're very serious about being great. And we had the best summer we've ever had. There's no question about that. They were very serious about being a great volleyball team and great volleyball players and good people.
As if the Big Ten needed to get any tougher in terms of volleyball, what do you think of the addition of Nebraska?
I mean, it's great. I think it's great for our league to have Nebraska, because everyone says it like, oh, are you worried about Nebraska? And yeah, we're worried about Nebraska. We're worried about Michigan State. We're worried about Penn State. We're worried about. I mean, that's the thing that's great about the Big Ten is it just adds another great opponent. We still get 20 great matches. It didn't change the number of matches that we play. The thing that Nebraska brings is that they have a different level of support there as far as fan support and everything. I mean, people are fanatical about that, and I'm hoping that our fans see that and want to, and see what they've kind of set a standard with fan support, them in Hawaii, and I'm hoping that our fans see that and come out and support us that way. And I know that when they come, which won't be a year from now, that the fans will be excited to come see Nebraska here. But it's kind of disappointing that they're not going to come to our place, so we only get to go out to that place. I think the thing that all the coaches would say, and I don't know if this is true, but it's worth at least kind of mulling over, is that it might be tougher to win the Big Ten just because of how many great teams we have, and you have to be good over 20 matches, than it is to make a run in the tournament and go deep in the tournament. That it might be tougher to be good for 20. If you think about it, it's tougher to be good for 20 matches than it is for 6. And so I like what the preparation is going to provide us as we get into the NCAA tournament.
Finally, you get a new boss now. You know who it's going to be. Just